I'll introduce you. All right, and we are unlisted and live. Hi, everybody. Welcome, V and Grace, my final two, to the final rites of passage. Tonight, we will be delving over your game and the relationships that you have made with the people that did not make it to your position today. You have done what 13 others have not been able to do, and we're going to honor their games, talk about their games, shoot the shit as we prep into the less than 24 hours until finale night. Are we both ready?
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, I would like to introduce your moderator for your final rites of passage. He is a Cyberbia Productions alumni with Deception, placing in the final three, just short of the final two of the original season, Digital Distortion, an all around badass. Please give it up for the one, the only Juan.
Hey y'all, I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
And Z will also be here to facilitate our visual representation.
Me sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag these people. I'm just kidding. I love everybody. I'm not gonna
This
do
is my
that.
first time ever doing a final rites of passage because, like, just no orgs actually did them when I participated in them.
Y'all excited to talk about your former. This is the Big Brother, right? Yes.
Original format.
Original
This is
format.
original. Your former competitors. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The slain players that we took out.
All those people.
Well, listen, I'm here. I'm just here to moderate and make sure we stay on track because I also want to go shake ass tonight. It's Friday night. I'm kidding, but let's get into it, y'all. I'm excited. Welcome to the final rites of passage. So let's start with the giraffes. Anybody have anything to say about giraffes?
I mean, I think it just got very unlucky that they're the first boot and then I've interacted with them in the game. Obviously, I left out of it. Literally, Cash revealed them in my own org, not even 3 hours ago. So I always will appreciate giraffes, and it was sad to see them go sooner rather than later. However, I do think for me specifically, it did benefit me more so because if anyone knew Giraffes and I, they did know we were close, and I would rather not have had, the whole couples thing happen like Grace had with Seb.
Oh, what would have
with
happened?
mine.
I think it would have happened. Like literally, no. I think if giraffes stayed in the game longer and you guys reunited, y'all definitely would have been seen as a pair together. So that would have been another issue.
Most definitely.
But I do have to say, I need to say something though about giraffes. And this is for all you people who are watching this and for all you orgers, anybody who has access to this video. Can we please stop giving giraffes first boots? Like, as someone who's had to deal with that in not orgs, but like my very first two LRG Alive games in a row, it is the worst feeling ever. And I keep seeing giraffes getting first boot in all these games. And I know I've seen giraffes play other games, and giraffes has so much potential. And I just really, and when it happened again in this game, and it was the fact that it happened by a single vote too, that I was like, I just can't, I didn't like that at all.
I mean, even in Distortion, they got first boot in the original season, came back, got screwed by a twist. And even on their third run, had a good game until they kind of, overplayed in that sense. So it was still fun seeing them, and I hope they do great in this. Obviously, it just started, so I can't say much, but
Yes, we love giraffes, but sometimes even the giraffes' necks get cut short. Giraffes, we love you. We love you. Let's go to the next person. If y'all are
Okay.
done. All right, and next we have Molly. Any words about Molly?
Do you want to go first? Because I actually know her pretty decently, so I do have a good bit to say.
All I know is I played with her protagonist. She got first boot because she was kind of inactive. But then I met her in person in the club and she was really fun then. So I kind of wish that she made it deeper, but also being nominated twice in a row, I don't think she would have. Though also Wesley got nominated every round and he made it to jury. So like it's possible. Um but yeah, it just sucked because I feel like with this cast having such little representation, like diversity wise, when it came to like women and female people, it sucked, having two of the three people with she in their pronouns going first was not fun. Um, so I wish Molly made it further in that sense.
Yeah, I've known Molly for several years now. I met her when I played a Big Brother game back several years ago, and this girl was on my ass the whole game, meaning she was making sure I was nominated and out. Like she wanted me out of the game badly. There was no bad blood on a personal level whatsoever, but like on a game level, we just were never going to align. And then years later, after she played, specifically played a live game with Seb, and I saw how close those two got on a personal level when they played the game and how like close of a friendship they built. I was like, okay, this chick seems like really, really, really okay. I'm digging her vibe already. Like I'm hearing more about her, and oh my God, and I got to see her in person. I remember meeting her for the first time in person, and it was actually at the same bar in Orlando. And she sprinted to me when she saw me and Seb. And this girl
Oh,
is a sweetheart. I love Molly. I adore this girl so much. And actually, fun facts, like literally a week before this game started, me and Seb played Synergy with her. So we got to spend a few days with her, and she came in the game with the mystery duo, and they got out the first round and me and Seb got out the second round, and we literally just spent the whole entire weekend together. Like we spent me and Seb and her partner, we spent literally the whole weekend together, and it was just such a blast. And when I saw her in this cast, I was super excited. I was like, okay, I have to link up with her because she's just such a good vibe. And then which I've noticed she kept getting put in every round, because I know she does have a tendency to be inactive when she plays Discord games. She really does. And I figured
sadly.
that was what was happening to her. And it turns out when I kind of got information from her team, she was there. She was there, but not like extremely much. And also, to my understanding, I know her and Lee were at odds a lot, and that also played a huge factor why she kept going in.
And we'll talk about it later, but we saw what happens when you're at odds with Lee.
Hmm. So, no, I love Molly so very much. I wish she got to last longer in this game because I was ready to kill this game with her. Not gonna lie.
I
I was
also
ready.
was excited to like, get to know them again because they played the next season of Protagonist and then had like won the battle back and got to jury and stuff. So like I know that they have the capabilities. They're not bad, and they were so fun to meet in person. I never thought I was going to meet them in person, so I was unsurprised that day. Um, so yeah, it sucked to see her go so soon.
So sad. Molly the Dolly. I'm sure she played a great game during her time. All right. Let's see who's next. Oh, here we go. We got Kevin.
I honestly, I would just say Kaz the meme of the season with that one challenge submission. Love you, Kevin. Genuinely, love meeting you in the game because it was my first time interacting with you. But that challenge submission is something. It got to the point that I was convinced that you threw the challenge to get some sort of mastermind move happen, and then you got voted in yourself. So
Kevin, 21 minutes and 46 seconds, brother, on a challenge. God. I love Kevin very much though. He has been I've known him for like a long time, and he's been someone who's always had my back on a like outside of in and actually in and out of orgs, because usually me and him when we are in a game together, we always naturally always work together a lot of the time because we just mesh well when we play together. And then he's great, such a great friend outside of it too. So it was definitely sad to see him go at this point for sure. But Kevin, you're gonna say this, I love you, but I'm not shocked this happened to you. Because those challenges were not challenging for you, brother. They were not.
no.
They were
It's kind
not.
kind of ironic I have a McAllister's cup, but hopefully he didn't get left at the airport on his way home. Sorry,
Oh
Kevin.
no.
All right, let's go to our next person.
Honestly,
Maybe
arguably the most robbed player of the season. Like, in any scenario, Jimmy was not getting voted in that day. Jimmy was going to make it to live night. Um, Probably survive live night because I would not be shocked if he made it in that safety chain. I would have tried to get him in that safety chain and be saved. And then he's already into jury. Like that advantage changed so many plans, and I loved meeting Jimmy. Like I saw them for a second in Distortion, which was already very unfortunate. And I was seeing them again. I was really happy to get to know them on a personal level and like actually play with them. And like my top priority in this game, starting off, was you, Grace, and Jimmy because I wanted to play with people I just hadn't really known yet. Like I knew you, Grace, but we never interacted as much, or we interacted through Seb, but it was never like a thing of, oh, let's chat. And I had this felt a similar vibe with Jimmy. Like we've been around each other now, but never actually interacted as much. So it was really fun getting to know them and play with them. And we mashed really well, and then it just really got fucked over by stuff we really couldn't control. That was really unfortunate.
To piggyback off of that, Pride, if y'all don't get this man most robbed pre-juror, I'm gonna be questioning. Here's the thing, he got fucked over so bad because like it's not just the power itself, but what we are theorizing for why he got put up because somebody can't either someone cannot understand or was not able to tell the difference between him and Timmy, or somebody else was trying to do something shady on someone, and he got fucked over so bad. And it's like, I feel like I'm gonna be so real. I feel like in that voting period, he had no chance to survive because the other teams already knew what they were doing. And it was kind of like a wrap from there. But I wish that Jimmy did make it through. Like losing him or minor was gonna be very bad for my game
Mm-hmm.
that rounds. But either way, it was not going to be good for me because they both did benefit me a lot. But no, Jimmy, I'm still, even though I feel horrible for having to vote him there, I'm still like very, very grateful for him because he protected me from a situation where I would have been in the limbo in round 4, and he had my
1,000%.
back there hardcore and fought for me. And that's something I really appreciate about him. And it was really nice to see because me and him did not see eye to eye at all when we just got done playing the collective together. And it was really nice to see him, really nice to get to interact with him in this game, and seeing how he went to bat for me is something I'm very thankful for. But yeah, I'm
I
still really
expect seeing them go through
sad.
soon.
if I remember correctly, it's been a minute. Jimmy went to rocks for me and then went home from those rocks.
Oh,
Shout out
dang.
Jimmy. That's a real one. Period.
Love you, Jimmy.
Who do we got next? Mike.
Ugh. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
This elimination just felt so abrupt because we had just merged, then we had the live night, two people go home, and we'll talk about it with the other person. The other person, the time was coming. But like with Mike, it just felt very abrupt because like obviously we weren't on a team with them. Like we kind of barely met them in the game, quote unquote. And then with the challenge and with the safety chain, it just got unlucky to be in the wrong chat. Um, and it was my first time really interacting with them. Like we had been around each other in the community a little bit. I became an alternate in Paradox, as like a last minute addition if they needed someone. So like I've kind of been around them, so it was fun talking with them and getting to know them. And I do think they would have been fun to play with. But I don't know. I think kind of a victim of the situation where some people just got very lucky to be in the right call at the right time compared to others. And then, a challenge where Eric was Eric and he killed it. So yeah, it just felt like a very abrupt ending. I feel like that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, so God, me and Mike definitely have our history. This guy is literally my brother to me. Like, he literally is my older brother because him and Seb have been so close for like years. And they've been brother figures, and he's kind of been that kind of person for me as well. Like he's always there for me and he always supports everything that I do, and I do the same for him. But here's the thing about him. When I play with him, he makes me want to fucking scream at him. And tomorrow night, once everything happens, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm about to go scream at him because he literally, from my understanding, when that elimination happens, I guess Edward was all mad at me and Minor for not saving him. And this man decided to jump in and start saying that me and Minor were saying, he was like, "Oh, I'm bowing out because y'all are close," and Grace and Minor are saying it. So I will say, like, love Mike, but this, I'm kind of glad that he did go at that point because he's gonna cause chaos when he plays, and he has no problem doing that. And he would have been definitely a chaotic energy for this game. And I feel like if he lasted longer, I feel like that him, Wesley, and Timmy trio would have been a problem.
1,000%. I mean, we already had enough messiness. It was already crazy enough. We don't need more. Love you though.
But I love Mike very, very, despite everything, I do love Mike very, very much. Again, he's my brother. So I can take a few jabs at him.
we are definitely a Mike stand over here. I love that. All right. Who's next? Oh, Edward. What do you have to say about Edward?
I mean, I definitely feel somewhat responsible for the downfall of Edward in a sense. Because like he was being like, yeah, we should target these people, yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, tell me everything. Go ahead. And then I'm like, Grace, Miner, Edward is after y'all. Let's not do that and let's go after Edward instead. And then the moment we had the live call, when Jimmy got out, I literally went to Sam and Timmy. I'm like, hey, Edward wants y'all out. Let's do something about this. And at the first opportunity, that happened. But I do genuinely like Edward was really fun to chat with. He was the person the person I chatted the most with on our original team because he was really active. I think just our games did not align in that moment. We had other people we wanted to focus on. Um, but I feel like if he did make it into jury, I could see him having actually do a lot of damage, especially towards us two specifically in the game. I think he definitely would have aligned with an Eric, with a Lee, with a Wesley, with his people who were not quote unquote with the couples. I hate saying that, but and I do think it would have actually worked out in their sense if they stuck to that. But he's a great guy. He was actually a really good player in my opinion. He just got it's sadly just outplayed in a sense. And that live night was crazy.
I felt absolutely really horrible for that life night situation. First of all, I had no idea that I was not expect none of us were expecting me to make the final choice.
Not at all.
And also too, and I will say this, and I'm like, and I've said it a few times, if I was not the last person, I was saving him that night. I was. But when I had to make that final decision, it came down to who I felt was going to benefit me more in the long term. And who's gonna benefit me more in the long term with when in terms of like information. And I feel like even though Seb was trying to find ways to come after me, I still feel like I was getting a lot of information from him, and I was able to understand dynamics of other people be through Seb better. And also too, and I said this as well, like with Edward, something that I always had in the back of my mind is that he said, "Well, I'm not gonna lie, like I want to align with you, but as long as Seb is in this game, and as long as Timmy and Minor are here, I'm always going to be worried about you." And I had to think about that. I'm like, wait a second. I feel like he's gonna, if I keep him in, he's gonna come at, even if Seb left, I feel like he would still come after me because of Minor and Timmy.
Yeah.
And so I had to make that tough call there. And it was really unfortunate because he ended up leaking all of me and Minor's information to Eric and to other people. But I did we did I did have a trio with him and Minor, and I was set for that too. Right when we got to the merch, I said, "Okay, we're gonna be running this with this trio. Like I'm a fan of it." And then that live night happens, and I was like, I had to think about it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of not feeling it here," and so I had to make that choice. And I did kind of regret it, but now I'm kind of like, you know what? I'm in the final twos now, so I feel like I don't, because I feel like if he stayed in longer, he would have came after me at some point.
You chose the better trio with me and Minor.
Seems like Edward's departure was a big shift in the game somewhat. I love that. All
Definitely.
right, who's next? The man, the myth, the legend, Wesley.
Wesley, there's certain people that I like to explain this way. Wesley is Wesley, and Wesley does Wesley things, and Wesley will always do Wesley things. And like sometimes those Wesleys align with you, and sometimes they don't. And sometimes the things Wesley do align with you, and sometimes they don't. And this is one of the times where him sitting next to Sam, I was always leaning towards being Sam. Didn't help that he gave a campaign to me necessarily. I know he did to others, but he just didn't to me. Um, and I felt like in the game, he wasn't going to be someone that I could directly have a working relationship with. Um, Even with someone more isolated like an Eric, even with Lee, where that round effectively sniped. Like we got to final three in the end because we kind of buried the hatchet and started working together. But I don't feel like with Wesley I would have been able to have that kind of relationship. Love Wesley as a person, like play with them, hosted them myself. I've had great interactions with them. Love nerding out with them, but it's just like in the game we just didn't align. Um, and then I know as well with like the trying to keep Wesley from Timmy and Mina. Still shocked that Eric like saved Eric and that Eric saved Seven that vote. That was crazy. Um, but it just felt I guess like the right time. He had been nominated every round before that as well. Um, so it just kind of made sense. I like it was like the right timing. Not a lot of us, I feel like, had the right timing to be eliminated, but I feel like Wesley's timing kind of was right.
I felt bad too about Wesley because he apparently, from my understanding, when he was going around talking to people after I had voted for him, he felt really upset with me for doing that. So I definitely feel bad in that way and in that regards. But ultimately when it came down to the rounds, I felt it was going to be such a waste to just throw votes on Eric because he was public enemy number one. And then Eric and Lee got in their whole thing. And so voting Lee, well, it turned out Eric had other plans, but in our minds at the time, in our perception, voting Lee was not going to be worth it either. And I had to reevaluate the other relationships I had with everybody left. And I felt like I had stronger relationships with the other people who were not immune that way, because Raffi was immune over Wesley. And I had to, like, when we were talking about in our chat with Minor, like, I had to lock in with him. And what kind of made it secure even more is that, well, two things. One, hearing that y'all were pushing for him to save me, and it didn't seem like it was a preference that he had, from my understanding, and y'all were like, can you save Grace, can you save Grace? And I felt like if that push didn't happen, I could have seen him say like a mic or something over me. Not only that, but also to wait, hold on, sorry, I'm blinking. Also too, I, especially with Timmy, because Lee told Timmy about his power and Timmy leaked that to me. So I knew that was going to happen. And I'm like, I have to keep that on locked on Wesley because it's going to be exposed. And I already told everybody what I was doing, or told majority of people what I was doing. So, I hated it. And then him, but I love Wesley, and him giving up on the campaigning. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Why
it
did you do
was
that?
sad.
Why did you do that? Even I was keeping Seb because I'm like, I just made somebody mad, and I'm like, that's not gonna be good for me moving forward. And I definitely feel voting him out in there, I feel there were some other things that were happening that round as to why Seb got voted in that
Yeah,
proved he needed to go.
1,000%.
Wesley, definitely an
Z, check
A
prod
one
chat, please.
person. Love him. All right. Who's next?
Uh,
Seb.
Z, check prod chat, please.
Do you want us to wait a second or?
Yes, please.
Well, this break is brought to
Oh,
you
cool.
by
Yeah,
Febreze.
good with me.
I'll be doing the physical representation for the remainder of the evening. So we have next, once it plays.
Seb.
There we go. We can continue.
Perfect.
I'll
I don't
definitely.
know who Seb is at all. Like, never interacted with him. Definitely didn't go to a final two with him and lost in another game. He definitely hasn't hosted me, and I definitely didn't cast reveal him 3 hours ago in my own org. No, love Seb to death. Like, one of the few people who I can generally say is like one of the people I appreciate a lot in this community. The game was crazy with them. I know that they had it very rough. But I definitely was one of I was telling him constantly, like, especially because he was very defeated that round he was nominated against Weston. I just told him, like, this is not the Seb I know. The Seb I know is going to keep fucking fighting and is going to keep doing whatever it takes, because that's what it was in Hypnotic when I met him. And then he did lock in and he did keep fighting for it. And he stayed. And I feel like if he hadn't done that, he would have easily been voted out. It's like I could do whatever I could to try and keep him. Grace, you could have done the same thing. Anyone else who voted to keep him could have done the same thing. But if he wasn't showing he wanted to stay, it would have been so easy to just be like, okay, but he's not campaigning, so let's just keep Wesley. And I was really happy when he did fight for that. On the flip side of it, I definitely made sure I got him out when we had the final 8 round, when I actively threw the challenge to minor so I could send him an Eric out. But I think if he made it to the end, he was going to win. Like, he had the underdog storyline. He honestly did have the allies again, despite, being in a shitty position because of the whole couples thing going into it. And I feel like had he survived that, gotten to final 6, he wouldn't have been targeted. I think there would have been people far ahead of him that would have been seen as bigger threats, like Minor, like you, Grace, like me. And I think because of that, he could have easily won if he got to final 2. Um, but yeah, I just love him to death. I cannot wait to go to Disney with y'all.
Do you have anything to say about your dad? Hmm? He's right there. I'm just kidding. But okay, the way he fucking kept applying for this damn game from me. And he knew I was playing because Benji was supposed to do this format like a year ago when I applied. And Benji said I can keep my spot. And I'm like, period. And then I'm just sitting there, just driving, listening to the cast reveal. And when I saw his damn photo come up, I literally wanted to scream at him because I'm like, this is either gonna go this is gonna go pretty good for us, or it's going to be bad. One of the two.
My reaction was hilarious. I was cackling, seeing you both.
It was either one of them. And when it turned out to play this game with him, I will say playing with him I thought was fine. On my perspective, it was fine. But has this experience taught us that we will ever play another orc together again? Probably not, because the targeting, like me and him being targeted for that whole thing was just really, it was just like, I understand it too, and I feel like, and I also got like paranoid because I did save him in the live night and didn't toss him into the elimination, but I had game reasons behind keeping him, and it wasn't but I actually had like a solid game relationship with him. He was telling me a lot of stuff, so I at least had insight coming in from him. But yeah, like you were saying, V, there were so many times I had to, he's like, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk. And I had to be like, no, no, do not leave me. No. I had to keep begging him, begging him, begging him. And then I knew he would eventually turn around and he would like give it a few hours, or the next morning he would be fine. And he ended up doing that the round when he was up against Wesley before the whole, when he was the night when he was Dom, he said, I'm gonna walk from the game. And then he ended up turning things around and ended up campaigning his ass off the whole day. And that's what I wanted to see from him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was definitely a very interesting experience. This was my first long-term org that I had played with Seb, as me and him being individual players and not a duos game, because we've only done duos game. So we've learned that strategically and socially, like, me and him do communicate pretty well with each other, but it's just too risk. But I'm like, to do it again, I don't think the risk is that worth it now, because I don't need people are just gonna keep jumping on us if we ever showed up and it worked together again. So that was a time. But Seb, I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. So very, 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 very much. And yeah, um I'm gonna try, no matter what happens tomorrow night, I'm gonna try and make you proud.
Well, you never know. Listen, you get here once with him. Maybe you can do it again. Who knows? Who's next?
We got Eric.
Come on,
Eric was like, I think Eric just was talked about by everyone. The moment we merged, our team did. Um, from what we heard, he was a character to say the least. On the original teams. I had a really good time with Eric. I felt bad how he definitely got isolated a bit. Like, did I agree with why he was targeting certain people? No. Did I also agree with how other people were then handling him? Not
No.
necessarily. I don't think that was fair towards him. And then I feel like at the time he generally turned around his game is when he got out. But also same thing as I would have said with Seb. If he made it to final two, he was winning. Like, he had already won so many challenges. He could have easily won out in that end game. Would have given me a lot of run for my money. And if not winning the main immunities, have won limbos or gauntlets. He's just a fucking badass. Like, he was so fun to chat with. And I'm really hoping to like get to know him more because I played with him in Bodo, my first cam org. But like, I don't think we interacted that much that season. So it was fun kind of reuniting and getting to know each other more in that sense.
And yeah, I definitely the isolating thing that was going on, I did not like that at all. And there were certain moments, especially during the auction, that pissed me off. Cause I'm like, this dude is literally has been in these eliminations every single round. Why are we ganging up on him? Like, I didn't like it just because other people weren't a fan of him and everybody else fell in line. It's like it was really frustrating to as someone who's been isolated a lot when I've played. I really hated the way that it was happening to him. And there was one day in the merge where I did ask him, hey, do you want to call? And a lot of it, well, I did come to him first about it because I wanted to clear the air on me when Edward threw us under the bus to him. I wanted to clear the air there, but like that wasn't my only intention on my call with him. My other intention was he seemed like he was genuinely just a good guy and he's a completely new person. And I wanted to kind of like take game away from the side a little bit. And I wanted to like get to know him, his job, what he does. We bonded over our cats. Like, he's genuinely a really great guy. He just got dealt like a pretty bad hand with this cast, I feel, and him pushing the couples thing definitely did not help his case moving forward. And some of the decisions he made on his end definitely didn't help. But I do think some people definitely went too far with him. There were times I'm like, okay, this is not appropriate. Can we not do this? Like, there's a few times in my prod chat I vented. I said, this is not appropriate. Like, stop, please. But I really do hope that I do, because Eric, I remember him specifically saying on his exit, I know I wasn't as social in this game. He did tell me he was playing another org at the same time as this, so that definitely took a lot of his attention, it seems like. But he did on his exit, he said, I hope I see you guys like in a future game. And I really feel that same sentiment. I want to see him in a different game someday with a completely different cast, because I think that would be definitely a different story there. But no, he killed those competitions. Every round he was in, he really showed what a force that he was. And getting him out in that live night, and I specifically chose him to go against Timmy because I knew Timmy was pretty quick with challenges like that, and
Timmy killed those.
he was definitely going to be a huge threat with these other challenges moving forward. And so no, it was good. And also it was good that he went then. And also the the little undermining that these shales peoples were trying to do and faking their relationships. Yeah, no. They all needed to go at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Eric, it was great getting to meet you in this game. And as you're watching this, if I ever did anything to make you feel any kind of way on a personal level, I do apologize to you. And yeah, no, I really hope that I see you in another game in the future. And I really do enjoy talking to you though. And I really did.
Good. All right. Almost there. Who's next?
This was like the saddest elimination for me. Because like I love Rafi. We did power grab together. Our time got cut short so heavily there. And so the moment I saw him on this cast, I was like, fuck yes, I get to play with Rafi again. And then like coming into merge, I was like, I just lost Jimmy. I'm just gonna replace Jimmy with Rafi. It's gonna be amazing. And then we have the telephone round, and we're bonding, and we're killing this, and we're talking shit about everyone. And then that same round, he loses the challenge and gets an out. And I was just like, for fuck's sake. Like the one time I'm like really wanting to work with someone, they just get sent out immediately. But Rafi's just such a wonderful person that like whenever we chatted, whenever they were on the calls, they just really made everything like shine and like it was so fun to chat with, and it's just so wonderful. And I hope to play with them again and talk with them after this season. Like to me, one of my favorite people from the cast, easily.
Oh, happy. Oh my God. So I played Spellbound back almost 2 years ago with Rafi. I was pretty inactive when I played that game. I made it to the merge, but I was still pretty inactive because I was working 2 jobs and I had a bunch of fucking mess going on at the time. So I was not able to fully commit my energy. But from the bit that I got to know him in Spellbound, I definitely really enjoyed him, and he was definitely very good energy. And when I saw him in this game, and I was also in his prod chat actually for Hypnotic before it got canceled. So I was in there to support him. And then I saw him here and I was really excited. I'm like, okay, I get to finally, and now that I could actually have more focus time towards these games nowadays, I could actually get to know him more and get to play with him. And I definitely feel like we hit it off very quickly in the merge when we finally merged together. Like he immediately was like, I want to work with you. I just remember how your energy from Spellbound, and I definitely want to bring it here. And I don't know, I just naturally felt like I was able to trust him and I felt he was on it. There was a lot of shady people in this game, and I felt like he was somebody who was not shady. And he was
Agreed.
someone who was telling it like it is. And so he's somebody I never felt like I had to worry about. But the way he got taken out was that fucking limbo that round. He got dealt a very bad hand by Pancake, and it was
Mhm.
horrible. It was all randomized. So he kept literally, the way that limbo went was me, Minor, and Timmy. Like me and Minor kept getting high numbers, and then Timmy got all these high numbers. Rafi kept getting ones, twos, threes throughout the whole thing, and he basically was so far behind us compared to the three of us.
Yeah.
And it was really sad. I honestly did not want him going. I wanted the other two in the freaking elimination together then.
That would be
But,
great.
you know, but it's fine because especially given him and Lee were no longer on the same page anymore.
That was awesome for us.
That was
Yeah, like that
really good for
telephone
us.
round, like Rafi and I were talking like, hey, we're gonna get rid of Lee at 6, and then we're gonna get Timmy and Minor out at 5 and 4. We're gonna go to final 3 with Grace, and then we're just gonna fight it out and see what happens.
That
Like
telephone round was disgusting because
it was.
after you filled everything in, I really wanted to talk to him directly so badly and be like, hey, let's get on the same page here.
Yeah, I wanted to do that with Minor so bad, and I was able to do it finally. I'm obviously going to go to Minor next, but I finally able to do it afterwards.
Oh, not the spoilers. Anyway, um, yeah, it seems like y'all just have a lot of shocking eliminations. That's crazy. Well, since I already know who's next, let's let's go to Minor. Next time, have warnings. See, even the video doesn't want to spoil it for me. We have Minor.
I love Minor. Like this is my first time actually really interacting with Minor. Because it's the same thing as I had with you and Seb. I had the same thing with Timmy and Minor. Like I would be on call with Timmy and Hypnotic, and I'd see Minor in the background, or Timmy would be gushing about Minor, it'd be adorable. Um, and like spectating him in Distortion was so fun. And so coming into this, I definitely wanted to get to know them more, work with them. Um, and I definitely think we were able to have really good conversations and really play well together. I think just that final five, we kind of just had to like cut them at that point. Um, Especially because I mean, I wanted to go to final two with you, Grace. That was day one, my decision. I would not have been able to do that if Minor were there. Minor would have beaten me at endurance. I know that for a fact. I love Minor. He would have kicked my ass at that. And I do believe he would have taken you over me. Um, so it sucked voting him out because like on a personal level, I love him so much, and it was so fun to play with him. But it just had to happen, and I hated that it had to happen.
Yeah, no, like me and UV had our once we got on our first call, we were like, okay, we got each other. But I had to have a little something just in case anything happens to you. And so
Obviously.
I called you I called y'all number ones, and it was both of y'all. It was both of y'all, and especially after the way Edward kind of was like, "Oh, V and Jimmy are playing off sides." I'm like, I had to kind of play into that, and that's when, and that Edward is the reason like me and Minor got very close during that round, and so he became no, literally because I had you on one and then Minor on the other end, and get into call like I went on a good amount of calls with Minor too, and we just would. There were times we just would talk about our life and everything, and then complain about the people in the game. Was the other thing. But it was really nice getting to work with him, and I was really happy because I feel like a lot of people tend to screw Minor over, and he's literally such a sweet person. And and seeing like especially what's happened in his distortion seasons, I definitely wanted to give a chance and work with him closely in this game. And it was going pretty good for a while, well, until the round he told Lee things that we've talked about, and I'm like, that's a huge no-no, sir. And him not telling me about wanting to vote Seb out. And I'm like, Timmy literally flat out said something. Like, you would say something, and if Seb goes, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's y'all's thing. If y'all get the votes, cool. I
Yeah,
don't.
and if you gave us good reasons, we probably would have voted Seb ourselves, but you didn't. You just said, "Hey, we're leading this way," and
Oh,
Minor
that
was
round. I felt that round. I felt I had to. I felt that round. I felt I had to do it because of who Seb was up against. But and especially since I had just voted that person, sorry, Wesley, but I had just voted him in. But yeah, literally, no, it was really nice getting to work with Minor in this game and him going at the final five. Like, I would have been fine if he ended up surviving and Lee ended up wanting to keep him. I remember when I first came into that I was okay with it, but now that I was thinking about it and now thinking about the comps that we ended up doing, he would have beat you in that endurance. He would have
1000%.
too. And he would have, I think he would have been okay with the jury statements there too. I think he would have been fine with those jury statements. He
I
also,
100% agree.
another thing I thought about too, he did very, very well in the true or false, which told me he studied up on game stats, and he would have probably I got a 9 out of 10 in before and after. He would have probably tied with me, or he would have gotten a perfect score.
Yeah, because he had 1 point less than me
Yeah.
in True or False, which I was very lucky to get that right. And then I
Speaking,
definitely think I think it would have we definitely would have gone for over 40 minutes with that endurance. Though also if Miner was there, I also think I'd get added way more cups way earlier. Because for some reason Timmy and Lee and y'all were just constantly going after each other, which I love that. I love that. Y'all didn't.
speaking of
um,
not giving Minor a chance, sorry about backdooring you week one, Minor. Love you. Anything else for Minor before we head to the next person?
I'll say, well, here's the thing. I wasn't gonna do anything until Timmy wanted to come for me. So yeah, no, but literally, like, he just no, but I love Minor so very much. Again, I hated that it came down to him, that whole vote thing. But yeah, when it came to the comps and trying to secure a place here at the ends, I felt like he was gonna win out in that position. And who knows, he would have probably, especially with the way he was kind of moving with the previous rounds, I feel like I feel he would have been cutthroat enough to cut me. Part of me
I
feels like
think
he would have taken me, but if Lee was there or something, I feel like he
oh
would have cut me.
I do agree with that. I could see that happening, yeah.
Or I could see him, especially with what Timmy was trying to do, I could see him bringing you over me.
Honestly, maybe. I think it depends on how the comp results happen to get to final three. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
do think he definitely beats me in endurance. I think the jury statements, it was close in general. I mean, we went to a tie, obviously, and I think it probably could have still gone to a tie. Um, so at final three, if it was like us and Minor, I think it would have been a very up in the air thing of who wins and then like who actually makes the
Mm-hmm.
decision.
Right. Let's go to the next person. See who you have next, because I'm curious. Timmy.
Timmy, uh, like I like Timmy and I have such a love for each other
What?
when we have gone against each other so hard. Like we started off hypnotic, not really talking that much to each other, and kind of working semi against each other because I knew he was voting me out until I convinced him not to. And then we made an alliance because all of us were like anti-Jom, which love Jom. If you're somehow for some reason watching this, love you. Um, and then he turned on me and tried to take me out of zone HOH, and I was like, no. And then I got him out and like all of his allies out. But then coming into this, I was so excited to see Timmy again because the time that we did work together, it was awesome. And the time we were against each other, we were so open with each other still, and we weren't like being fake to each other. But we knew we were against each other, but it didn't stop us from getting to know each other and chatting. And I really, really wanted to work with Timmy when we got to the merge. And that is honestly the biggest reason I really campaigned for him to stay at Final Five. Like, I really wanted him in that end game with me, kind of as a backup for Lee because I just didn't trust. I love you, Lee, if you're watching this. Did not trust you for a second. And I did trust Timmy more. So I would rather have had Timmy in that Final Four or Final Three in that sense. And he's just such a wonderful person. Like if I can meet him, I would love that. And he's caused my twink death to begin. So like
Timmy, I literally thought I felt me and you were pretty good with each other and felt like we could trust each other because immediately you were like, I want to work with you so badly, Grace, in the beginning at the merge. And I feel like at the time our interests were kind of aligned. And And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a game we actually work pretty well, work pretty close together. And it was kind of like with what his relationship, you were saying his relationship with you, it turned into a situation where me and him kind of started having a little distrust of each other, but at the same time, we were comparing a lot of information. And fun fact, I did know that the round before, it was like before the auction had even happened. It was like right after the I think it was right after the first live night. Me and him actually went on a call, and I was aware that he was gonna try and get Seb out.
Ooh, love that.
He told me, he's like, I want to run something by you. But to my understanding, he was going to Lee and those people on the other team saying money. And so I think
He
if
told
Lee did
me
not
that
have that power for the public vote that round, I think he was gonna vote for me.
because we were talking, and he definitely was leaning Seb to me. At least like vote out and stuff, and then also
Mhm.
nominate. He was like, I wouldn't be hate if this happened. Um, he didn't mention Grace, like he didn't mention your name to me, but also I think he didn't know that we were on good terms, and I would have definitely brought that back to you the moment he said it. I think he probably read that right. But yeah, he's just awesome.
Yeah, he definitely. And then I started seeing some of the things he was doing. I definitely think he was the reason Seb got votes that round for sure. But he was the prime reason, which again, he wanted to take Seb out. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that it was kind of going in the way that it blindsided Seb, I'm like, yeah, I kind of don't know about this. And then him just trying to see what he was able to do in certain situations to get the out. And then when his exit, I'm like, okay. But I have much love
He
for
literally had like in every way possible. He said, "Take Grace out" without saying "Take Grace out."
literally like what? I'm
Alright.
like, okay. But no, I have a lot of love for Timmy, and I feel like to over the past like the course, ever since like he joined Distortion Pride and it's been helping, I feel like I feel with him and Minor both, I feel like I've gotten so much closer to them because of that, and then getting to play with him again after I think the last time I played with him, like me and him did not have a very strong social relationship at all, and I was really happy we finally got to have that connection in this game, even though it turned into wanting to come after each other.
Hey,
But
that's what happened with Kimmy and I
at least
too. I
it
know how
lasts.
it feels.
At least it lasted for a little bit, which was nice. And and he definitely that round that Lee had that power. I will say he did come through for me because I would have been all gobsmacked because Lee didn't tell me. He at least warned me.
All right. Let's see who's up.
Me being the last single person left in this game, let's go.
Lee.
Lee, what is there not to say about Lee? I think that's just the best way to say it. Like, because I had never met Lee before this game. Obviously, I saw them in Distortion. I think they maybe like interacted once or twice in that server. I love Lee. Like, they were so fun to chat with and be shady with and make jokes with. Like that final day, right after the final four challenge, we had a like really long chat, and then we were chatting with Jacob. It was so fun to just like kind of let the game fall and just have fun. Um, and especially after like that final nine round where I kind of sniped them as a nominee, thinking that someone else would have as well. It was like, okay, I need to put some work in And I'm very happy he reciprocated that. Though I know he definitely wasn't too happy with me in the game for a long while. And I knew he probably would have tried to cut me at some point if he had the chance. But it was so fun playing with him because he was a very messy player. Don't get me wrong. But I like playing with messy players because it gives something to work around with. If everyone is just stuck to their alliance, that's boring because you kind of are stuck with what you can do. But with Lee, you never knew what to expect. So you kind of always had to be prepared for anything that could happen. And that made it really fun for what could have been a very stoic endgame, I feel like. But really working closely with Lee in that endgame was just so fun to do. And I was really happy to get to Final Three with Lee. Did not expect it at all coming into this. I thought it would be with Timmy, with Rafi, with Seb even, with Miner, Eric even, possibly if he won out. Definitely never expected with Lee. But it was definitely the happiest and the most fun surprise I had this whole game was just meeting Lee and being able to play with them.
Got something for you. You know, you had a very, very, very it was a very fun journey with you in this game and getting to I haven't played a game with you in a very, 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 very long time, now that I'm thinking about it. And it was really nice finally to get to reunite and getting to play this game together. And I have one thing I want to describe your game with real quick before I speak on Lee. I'm very proud to say this. I think you played a Rhonda Tennessee game. You you played like this icon. You did. No, but you're always so funny. You always everything you say, anything you do, like you always put a smile on my face, and you know that. And all of our little inside jokes and everything that me and you have as well, and our from long history. It was really nice getting to just relive all of that in this game with you. And yeah, no, it was just really nice. And seeing the hand you kind of got dealt with in last season of Distortion, I was really happy to see I was really happy to see you succeed and come in this game and make it to the merge, not only make it to the merge phase, make it to jury and make it to final three. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy to see you come so far after how devastated you were over your distortion boots. Um, yeah, no, it was really cool to see. And I really hope that this game definitely gives you that confidence and encouragement back because you are a phenomenal player. I want you to know that. And don't let anyone ever take that away from you at all. But you know, it was really nice getting to play with you. And like me and you had actually the whole entire time, me and you had I never had a bad moment with you at all. Like me and you never were after each other. We always had a pretty strong relationship. And I don't know if he did this with you or not, but he told me his two powers before when he played them. He's like, I want to tell you
Like
something, but you can't say anything. And
what they are, or
he told me about him being safe in that limbo the round that me, Rafi, Miner, and Timmy were up. And then he also told me about the steel power. And he asked me if I had anything so he wouldn't take from me.
the steel power Rafi told me about. Um, Now, also to be so frank, I never asked about any of the powers because I generally did not care. I don't. I literally forgot I had the jury power to begin with, which says enough. So like I did not mind it, and then so when he used that, I knew. And the safety power, I think I also was told about by Rafi. I was told about by someone that he had it. It might have been himself as well.
He
Let's
was
leave
like,
it.
I'm gonna tell you something, but please don't say anything. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so happy you trusted me to say all of this.
Is that it? Is Lee the final
Yep, I
Please
think that's
it.
all I got.
It's left to you two. How do y'all feel going into tomorrow? You
I'm
ready?
fairly sure I know what's gonna happen, but I
Mm.
cannot wait to be there.
You
Wait,
know.
what did you sorry, my volume was kind of active. What did you ask one?
My bad. I said how y'all feeling about tomorrow. Y'all ready?
I'm nervous. I'm actually pretty nervous. Even though, like I said, these jurors are saying what they're saying on the way out, I do feel, and I said this to you last night, I feel you have a lot of game to, you're gonna have a lot of, I feel you have game to talk about, so I definitely feel it's gonna be a fight.
It's definitely gonna be a fight. You know I don't go down in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm fairly
I don't
sure I know
either.
what the outcome is gonna be. But either way, like I played this game and I gave my all to day one. I am happy with the game I played. I'm so happy to have played it with you and get to
Yeah,
know you
like this.
deeper and get close with you. And I cannot wait to go to Disney with you and like have fun in Orlando. It's gonna be so fun.
And if we don't
Um,
win duo the season after this, we're gonna have a problem.
if we
Well,
don't get through out this season, I will fucking
we
riot.
may have some competition if they put me and mine are there.
Okay, yeah, sure, but who got to final two? Who protected you at multiple points?
True. Yeah, you did. We better be up there.
Well, I wish the both of you the best of luck. What I always like to say is confidence is key. You never know. Like everyone's dealt a different hand, and everyone has to play a different game. Everyone can't do the same things in the game. So, just be confident about what you did and be aware of how you went through the game. And you never know. You can change people's minds. People's minds change all the time. But I'm sure both y'all will do great. Y'all both ate this game up because y'all still did what they couldn't do. So,
We
period.
did.
Thank you,
All right.
Juan.
Exactly. Thank you, Juan, for being here, for the rites of passage, for passing down some advice. For you two, V, for winning the final reckoning, you do have a decision to make. You either can start with the beginning, with your intro, or choose to go second, which would mean that Grace would go first for the beginning intro, uh, and then end for the ending. You don't have to make that decision now. You need to make it at finale night.
Oh
You
yeah.
will each have 7 minutes for both your intro and your final speech before they vote.
7
Okay.
minutes for speeches each, and then how long do they get?
You'll see.
Oh God.
Before then, let's